Good day everyone, my name is Irene June Manala and I am tasked to discuss the Republic Act number 8190. The Republic Act number 8190, or also known as Localization Act, was then approved on the year 1996, an act granting priority to residents of the barangay, municipality, or city where the school is located in the appointment or assignment of classroom public school teachers. So this act grants priority to residents of the barangay, municipality, or city where the specific public school or learning centers with a vacant teaching position is located. So this law has an amended implementing rules and regulations and was then signed and approved by our former education secretary, Brother Armin A. Luistro, on the year 2012. So this amended implementing rules and regulations of Republic Act number 8190. Section 1. Definition of terms. As used herein, the following terms shall be understood to mean. So the following are important terms that are in this law. The first one is teacher. Refers to a person who meets the minimum requirements for the position as required by the law and the standards set by the department, who does actual teaching in classrooms and other learning centers. So that is the what teacher refers here in the RA 8190. Applicant refers to a person who holds a valid certificate of registration professional license as a teacher from the Professional Regulation Commission or PRC, seeking to be appointed to a Teacher 1 position. So if you are still an applicant, you hold the certificate, or you have the certificate that you already passed the licensure exam, and you are now seeking or applying for a position or for a Teacher 1 position. Qualified applicant refers to a person who meets the evaluation and selection criteria as prescribed by the Department of Education or DepEd, and who is in the registry of the school division and is a bona fide resident. So if you are the qualified applicant, you are a bona fide resident and you already met the qualifications, you already passed the requirements, and you already in the list of the official list of the registry of the school's division. Bona fide resident refers to a qualified applicant who is, prior to appointment, resident for a period of at least 6 months of a particular barangay, municipality, city, or province where the school is located, as evidenced by legal documents to be identified by the department. So if you are a bona fide resident, you naturally born or grow up on the specific barangay. But if you are not a bona fide resident, you must live there, or the specific place to the specific place that you wanted to be appointed to or assigned to, in order for you to become a resident there, a bona fide resident there. Secretary refers to the Department of Education secretary. So our former education secretary was Brother Armin A. Luistro, who was then approved this law, and our current education secretary right now is Mr. Jimenez. Regional Director refers to the Department of Education. Regional Director. Patas refers to the administrative complaint filed by an aggrieved applicant or complainant regarding an appointment or assignment to a teacher one made by an appointing or assigning authority or respondent. So if you see something like inequality regarding about assigning or appointing to the vacant teaching position, then you have the right to file a protest against that. Assignment refers to the posting of a teacher in a public school or other learning center. And the last is registry, refers to the official list of qualified applicants in the school division. So if you are a qualified applicant already, you already possess and met the qualifications given by the law and the Department of Education, then you are in the official list of the registry in the school division. Section 2. Coverage. These rules and regulations shall apply to appoint or assignment of teacher in all public school and other learning centers under the Department of Education. So these rules and regulations are only oath to apply to appointment or assignment of teachers in all public schools or learning centers. It is important also to know these rules and regulations for you to know your right as an applicant or and know the rules and regulation. Section 3. Filling out vacant positions. In the appointment or assignment of teachers to public schools and other learning centers with vacant teaching position, priority shall be given to bona fide residents of the barangay, municipality, city, or province where the school is located. So, being a bona fide resident is really important in this Republic Act. They only given the priority to the resident who is a bona fide resident, provided that the teacher possesses all the qualifications for the position as required by the law and DepEd orders. So, if you are a bona fide resident and possess all the qualification, then you are really qualified as to fill the teaching or the vacant teaching position. Another is provided further that among the bona fide residents of the barangay, municipality, city, or province where the school or learning center is located are the most qualified shall be given priority. So you must meet the qualifications, you possess all the qualifications, and you are a bona fide resident to fill up a vacant position, in order for you to fill up a vacant position. Section 4. Recruitment and selection process. Upon approval of these rules and regulations, applicants who are interested in being appointed or assigned to public elementary or secondary school and other learning centers located in the place where they are bona fide residents may send their written applications together with the necessary documents to the school head concerned, who shall verify and certify as to the correctness and authenticity of the documents submitted, including the proof of place of residence. So as what I've said, being a bona fide resident is really important. If you are not a bona fide resident yet and you want to be appointed on the specific place, then you have to live there. As what I've said, you live there for at least 6 months in order for you to become a resident. You have to, in applying, you have to send a written applications together with the necessary documents that the law or the Department of Education ask you to give them, and the school head will verify and certify if that documents of yours are authentic and if you are really a bona fide resident, they will check your proof of place of residence. The school head in turn shall forward the applications to the office of the school division superintendent. So the school head to the one you send your documents will forward the applications to the to the office of the school's division superintendent. Then the division office shall maintain a registry which shall be valid for a period of only 1 school year. The superintendent shall appoint or assign a teacher, and the Secretary of Education shall issue guidelines on the hiring of teachers that shall be consistent with RA 8190 and this implementing rules and regulations. So in hiring, the Secretary of Education shall be consistent to the rules and regulation under this law, because only RA 8190 has the implementing rules and regulation where they grant a bona fide resident, or they grant a teacher that possess all the qualification and is a bona fide resident. Section 5, Protest Procedures for Violations of RA 8190. So aggrieved applicants in the registry of the school division may file a protest. The protest shall be subscribed and sworn to in a form of letter compliant in 3 copies, shall be filed at the regional office within 90 days from the issuance of the appointment. So, as what I've said about protest earlier, if you see any difference or inequalities regarding appointing or assigning to the vacant teaching position, then you have the right to file a protest against it. All you have to do is sworn to it in the form of a letter compliant in 3 copies and filed on regional office within 90 days from the issuance of the appointment. The regional director shall within 72 hours upon the receipt of the protest require the school division superintendent or SDS to answer the allegations in the protest within 15 days, furnishing the protestant a copy thereof. So the regional director within 72 hours after he or she received the protest, he will require the division superintendent to answer all the allegations or all the complaints that you send them. And after that, in 15 days, they will answer the allegations in 15 days. And after that, they furnish the protestant a copy after. The regional director's decision may be appealed to the DepEd Secretary within 15 days upon receipt thereof. Any appeal on the decision of the Secretary shall be filed with the Civil Service Commission. So it is all about regional director's decision. So if something may appeal on its in their decision, then they will file it with the Civil Service Commission. Protest shall not render an appointment ineffective nor bar the approval thereof by the appointing authority, but the approval shall be subject to the final outcome of the protest. Section 6. Sanctions. Any person found guilty of violating any of the provisions of RA 8190 and its implementing rules and regulations, or any part hereof, shall be charged administratively pursuant to RA 6713, otherwise known as the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials and Employees, and other relevant laws, rules, and regulations. Administrative sanctions for any willful violations of RA 8190 and its implementing rules and regulations shall be imposed as follows. So, it states there any person, so it could be a teacher, superintendent, a principal, or whatsoever. If they violate any provision under this law or under Republic Act 8190, then they will be going to face violations. And this is the following violation. The first violation, suspension of 1 month without pay. The second one is suspension of 2 months without pay. And the third violation, and after the third violation, if there's any, suspension of 6 months without pay. Section 7. Separability Clause. Should any provision of this IRR be subsequently declared invalid or unconstitutional, the same shall not affect the validity and effectivity of the other provision. So, if there is this one specific provision that is not fit or incompatible to the IRR under the Republic Act 8190, it will be declared as invalid, or it will be omitted from the other provisions. So the other provision will not be affected, it's still valid, the other provision will be still valid, and the only invalid is the one specific provision that is not fit to the IRR. Section 8. Repealing Clause. Rules, regulations, and issuances which are inconsistent with these rules are hereby repealed, rescinded, or amended accordingly. So, if there is a rule, regulation, and issuances that is consistent or incompatible, as I must say, to the other rules, then it will be repealed, it will be changed, or it will be omitted from it. Section 9. Effectivity. These rules and regulations shall take 15 days after its publication in the official gazette or in at least one newspaper of general circulation. So this rules, implementing rules and regulation will take effect after 15 days after the publication in at least one newspaper of general circulation in the official gazette.